Oh, okay, I see this works. Share this. Can't share this. Alright. Well, we're gonna go and get started then. Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Sorry for it's a really random stream, like unscheduled and whatnot. Currently walking around in the Baltimore, Washington International Airport. I'm not gonna walk around this. So I've noticed a lot of comments in the videos that you guys have seen, wondering about how I know about the events, the protests that are coming up, and I commented on some of those comments saying that guys can go to their Facebook pages and you guys can see the events there. You guys, sorry my mic right here. You guys can, I set up a Patreon page. You guys can go to the Patreon page, and I posted the next event that's coming up. It's on August 6th. It's in downtown Portland. Patriot Prayer is putting on an event. It's just like a freedom event as far as I'm concerned. And then you have Antifa and other groups under the umbrella Antifa. They're going to be at that protest. They're going to be, it's not a they're going to be at a park just up the ways. They're going to be protesting it. And the event details are on the Patreon page. So go to Patreon and look up the channel name, Airliner World and More. You can find me there. And on the 4th of August, I'm going to be going to court and testifying against Luis Marquez, the Antifa dude, Snaggletooth, whatever you guys talk about, or what do you guys call him? I just go by Luis. There is a restraining order being brought against him, and so I'm going to go to the court to his case. I'm going to be testifying against him. And I'm going to put on the record how much of a danger he is to the community, because he hasn't been charged or arrested for some of the stuff he's done in videos. Hello, Hellcats Pack. Yay, my 10th day of being online. Okay, happy 10th day. I'm kind of just walking around the concourse. My flight doesn't board till like 1, so. But yeah, so Luis is getting a restraining order. He's apparently been harassing a local business in Portland, and they're now filing an order against him. So I guess a restraining order to stay away from the business. There are going to be some people going to that court hearing, and again, I'm testifying there against him. I do encourage people who watch my channel and live in Portland and who has had a encounter of some sort with Luis to attend the court hearings on the 4th. And I don't know if you'll be able to have a chance to speak. If you would like to speak, or if you'd like to speak against or testify against Luis, I'll put on my Twitter. You guys can go and message me on Twitter, and I'll see if I can find a way to talk to the guy who asked me if I can testify, if more people can go and testify against Luis. But other than that, things have been going pretty mellow in Portland. I've also heard from an unknown source. Well, not unknown. I know this source, but for some reason she doesn't want me to name her. But apparently Luis has been kicked from the local Antifa group, which is pretty funny. He's been kicked from the local Antifa group, and I don't really know how to go about that. I find it funny. The reasoning behind it is apparently he's been, and this is SJW language, he's been really challenged it to another fight. I'm guessing by it, Mr. You're talking about Lucy, the trans girl I hit. But Luis has, I guess, been a bad person towards women. If you can believe that, he's a bad person towards women. And so he's been kicked from the local Antifa group. I'm gonna wait. So he's been MIA at the local protest in Portland. So, I mean, that kind of follows that kind of announcement here. Where am I? Okay, I'm at gate C14. That's cool. I'm gonna turn back around and head to the other end of the terminal. He's been kicked from the local Antifa group. He's been, from what I've been told from other people around Portland who have seen my videos or have known me and had encounters with them, he's been going to like local marts and yelling at people. Like yelling like, I don't know, like stuff like your white privilege, like stuff like what a typical SJW would start yelling at somebody for, about privilege and racism and stuff like that. And he apparently has gone out the way to actually enter stores and do it. This is from what I've been told. I haven't witnessed any of this myself, so it's just like, you know, the DA here in Multnomah County, which is the county that Portland is in. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office, they handle a lot of these protesters going in and out, you know, just like almost like at every protest there's at least 3 arrests. And I know, I'm sorry. I'm pretty repetitive. I'm trying to concentrate, walk in, and trying to think of what I'm talking about here. So sorry if I'm saying. Hello, Finland. Hello. That's really cool. I'll try to cut down on saying like a lot. Like that, sorry. But other news that's happening in Portland. There is going to be, so on August 6th, there's going to be a protest in downtown. And then there's going to be another protest after that. You know what? I'm just walking around. Let me actually go over and pull over here to a gate and check the information I have. It's 21 people watching. That's cool. Hello from Spain. Wow. All right, I'm at an American Airlines gate at the moment. But the DA, like when a protester gets arrested in Portland, typically like an Antifa person, what happens is that they go to the Multnomah County Detention Center, and they're there for about, like about 5 to 6 hours. That's like just that and much time to book them, and then they release them right afterwards. And that's the problem with Luis, is that Luis has been arrested at almost every protest he goes to, and he's been charged with, as far as I'm concerned, mostly misdemeanors. There is that video on my channel of him getting out of his car and macing a bunch of people. Apparently the Portland police have not arrested and charged him for it. That's why, like, he should be answering to a lot more crimes than just like a stupid fucking restraining order and harassment. You know, he should be actually put somewhere in jail. Yeah, he is a piece of shit. What else is going on? I don't know if you guys, people who live in Portland, I don't know if you guys read the news, but two cop watchers by the name of Robert West and Eli. I just go with Eli. They're both YouTubers. You can go to, who's that? Mustays 007. I'll get to that question in a minute. Act for America, August 9th. All right. There's an event on August 9th. Jay Neville Groff. Is that in Portland? But two cop watchers were arrested and charged with crime, I guess, Portland and nationwide. All right, so there's an event. Yeah, Son of Hightower. So one thing, Jay Neville Groff said there is an event on August 9th in Portland, ACT for America. I'm going to go ahead and look it up. Jay Neville, if you can go ahead and link that into the comment section of the video, and I'll take a look at that. Son of Hightower, yes, that is him. Son of Hightower is Eli, and Robert West is Robert West on YouTube. They both do cop watching. They go around Portland just filming city officials, mostly police officers, as they go about their business. And recently they made the headlines after they were arrested for going to the chief of police's house, Chief Mike Marshman. They also went to the public information officer's house. They went to the chief of police Chief of Police Mike Marshmans, the Public Information Officer Pete Simpsons, the Multnomah County District Attorney's House Rod Underhill, if I got that name right, and they've gone to their homes. From what I've seen, I watched a lot of Robert West's videos. I did work with Robert West and Mike Blue here. I used to do cop watching. If you guys look at the earlier videos on my channel. So I've worked with Robert for a bit, and my personal 2 cents on the guy. He's pretty nice, a nice guy to talk to. When it comes to him cop watching, he has quite the mouth on him, to be honest. There's videos of him like going up to parking meter, meter maids, and like saying a bunch of shit to them, talking shit. Thanks, Ian Davis. I am in Baltimore Airport. Playing with matches is quite fun. Yeah. I'll get to that Luis thing in a bit. But he's gone to the chief's house. He's gone to all the public officials' houses, and he's left once he's been asked to leave. So it's not like he stays there on their property and is talking a bunch of stuff. He leaves once he's told to leave, and from what I've seen on his videos, he's returned to some of the, I think one of the houses belonging to the 3 public officials I just listed, and he was arrested later on, I believe. And okay, thanks, Jay Neville. And when I watched some of his videos and I saw the one of him particularly going after that meter maid, I kind of got really upset with him. I think police accountability is what we need out there. I don't think not every police officer is a trigger happy racist person, bloodthirsty person, but and filming the police officers is it's well within your right, and it's something that we need out there. Private citizens documenting police officers is good, but when you go, why did I cut my hair? Oh, come on, you don't like this hair? I don't like this hair. I look good. Hellcats pack. I see 3 dots. He's crap. Now I just already lost my. You asked about my hair, and I lost where I was. When he went after that meter maid, he was saying some mean things to her. And it's one thing when you go after a low, like a frontline employee that works for the city. It's one thing to go to the mayor and take your grievances to him, or to the head of whatever traffic department, and then you go to the frontline employee and you start just talking shit to them, and the parking meter maid was walking around the area, and what did he do? He followed the meter maid around until she went into a few public buildings to try to get away from him. He found her once after she went to a building, and then she went to police officers. She went to some police officers, and the police officers walked her into the building, to a police station to try to get away from him. But it's kind of stuff like that, you're filming police officers, police accountability, stick to that. But when you're going after meter maids, when you're talking shit to people who aren't meter maids, when you're talking shit about go F your mother, to people who have nothing to do with what you're doing. When I used to cop watch, people were like, why do you film police officers? Okay. They're sending a lot of questions that aren't okay. Well, I guess I can put a pin in this conversation and start answering some of your questions here. Scrolling up here, I see you guys are commenting on my hair. Yeah, so I cut my hair a few days ago. Got a little nick there. It's summer. It's 105 degrees in Portland. It's gonna be 105 degrees when I land in Portland today, and having an afro is just gonna kill me. It's gonna I don't want that. You guys asked about what do you think about Bam and Yvette Falerka. Well, I actually just watched a video by Sargon of Akkad on this woman, and I think what she's doing is sick. You don't use a school to push your agenda, and you sure as hell don't try to get your students to go to these things. You know, you should let your students pick. You know, let them decide for themselves. You know, their actions and stuff. I mean, and she's been talked to by the school before. She got charged with rioting. I thought she got charged of an assault for that thing that she got hit, for hitting that guy at that event in San Francisco. But if she got charged with rioting, that's good. But it seems like from my experience in those charges, people in Portland have been charged with rioting and they're let go. So I'm not really confident about, you know, those kind of charges, because I think that those are just misdemeanor slaps on the wrist. I think that they should be charged with a lot more than just they're very controlling of their activists. Yeah, they are. Bam, yeah. I don't know if have you guys seen a video from Sargon talking about Bam being a cult? If not, I recommend you go see his video. It's pretty crap. Yeah, I'm trying to think. You guys are. Yeah, they will let her walk out. Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. I don't like that. I think the government needs to pay a little more attention to these kind of groups like Antifa and BAM, but I think Antifa as a whole needs to be, in my opinion, registered as a domestic terrorist organization, because at this point, what are they protesting? What is Antifa, BAM, what are these people actually protesting? You know, I get that you're upset that, you know, the president, Trump is president. I get it. There's a lot of anger about that. But when we're 8 months, 9 months, no, we're about 8 months into this. 8 months into this, and people are still going out and trying to just start something, you know. They go out there and they start crying. They want to, you know, go into the streets and stop traffic and disrupt stuff. And they're like, well, you know, what are these people, you know, what do you think about these people and how they're marginalized and stuff? And, you know, it's hard for me to think positive about your group when you're blocking me from getting to where I need to go. You know, I will think negative of your group if I put my 2 cents in, and next you know I'm being told I'm all sort of things. You know, I went to an event, and the first time I've been called an Uncle Tom at this event. I believe it was in Vancouver, free speech event. That was the first Patriot Prayer event I went to, was in Vancouver. And at the same event, I was called an Uncle Tom, and I was just like, why? And it was just like, well, yeah, Antifa and BAM is just an excuse to cause the havoc in the name of good. Yeah, and I don't. There's the police are now stepping up their tactics into dealing with Antifa. I know in Portland, that chick that knocked your hand was arrested. Jay Neville, the chick that knocked out the camera in your hand 8 seconds and got arrested, was still at it when Tiny knocked out Prince. Yeah, so the Antifa chick who knocked my camera at the 82nd event. I've seen her at other events since then, but the only thing she's done is just kind of stand near me, trying to like an intimidation type thing. But she has not come up to me. She hasn't, encountered me or anything. So the same thing with Lucy, the girl I punched in that now viral video. They now keep their distance from me, and I mean, fucking better. No, it's just, and to be honest with you guys, when it comes to you guys, a lot of comments are still coming in about that Lucy video, and I'll just tell you guys now, right after the fight, I did not press charges against her. I am using her pronouns because I'm nice like that, and but I didn't press charges against her for hitting me, and one of the main things was my return punch. If I punched her back directly immediately after she hit me, that would have been self-defense. But there were a few I waited a few seconds and then I hit back, and that right there in itself was that wasn't self-defense after that. So in the video I says like you're going to jail. No, I think that her hitting me and hitting her back, we duked it out right there, boom. And I want to let it rest at that. If I continued with, the legal process, there's money that I can't afford. There's time I don't want to waste in the courtroom. And, honestly, I have no faith in the district attorney in that county to actually do something. So, bullcrap, I understand that. But, the police were all there. It could have, I consulted some people after the event. And half of them said press charges, another half said don't. And in the end, it was just like, when it comes down to it, I kind of feared retaliation on that, if I continued with it. You guys have been asked about the GoPro that I use. This is the GoPro that I use. It has a head mount on right now. But have you ever considered using their own tactics against them and asked them when they disagree with you, is it because I'm black? That actually would have been a good question to ask them. But there was a guy in the there was a black guy in the group at that event, so that kind of would have been like, well, there's a black guy, so in our group, on our side, so. And a lot of people have taken a look at the video and they're thinking that I'm on the opposing side. I'm there just because, I am directly opposing whatever they're marching for. I went to that event purely just to document what was going on, because, they said a lot of people were going to show up to the event. And when I got there were about 30 people there out of like the 100 people that were supposed to be there. And so it was a pretty sad turnout. And that's one of the things that's been happening in Portland. There's been like a lot of protests that's been, not a lot, but like 2 to 3 protests a month in Portland. And, if you guys ever, look at those event pages on Facebook and you see like the going, interested, and I guess going and interested. A lot of people say they're going to these events, but they never go to these events. And so, and there are some organizations that pull out of these events the day of the event. And it's funny watching this, because it's like the local Antifa group here thinks that they still have some sort of stance in the city, like, oh man, we are, we go out there, we march, we're raw. People are just like, yeah. And people just look at them now and they're just like, what the hell? Like that particular event that Lucy and I got into that scuffle with, their flag was like a bath towel, a beach towel, with scribbled on some fucking marker. No one cares about people are starting to not care about the Antifa group anymore. In Portland, in other parts of the country, you have people who, fight back. There's one state over here on the East Coast that has declared them a domestic terrorist organization. And it's fucking hilarious just watching the downfall of the Antifa group over here in the Pacific Northwest. And you know, with I give like a few more years, like probably by the end of Trump's presidency, that Antifa is going to be gone. And as if you guys can tell, a lot of these Antifa groups no longer use the name Antifa. They use names like, there was this one, the latest video that had Lucy in it. She was with a group called the Queer Liberation Front. And you just one look at them and you're like, that's Antifa. And so I got my iPad here, and so I'm gonna go and look up some of these events here. What's the best way to reach you about a new positive project? Antifa is played out. Yeah, that's actually a good thing to bring up. You guys have been trying to get in contact with me. You guys have reached me on Facebook. You guys have reached me on Instagram. You guys have reached me on almost every social network I use. If you guys want to reach me, Twitter, direct message me at Twitter. That goes straight to my phone. Facebook, I have a Facebook page. Though I have a Facebook page, I do not use it a lot. I tend to try to stay off of Facebook, and I only use Facebook for more personal reasons than not channel stuff. Although if you guys want to send me a message to my Facebook page, go right ahead. But please do note that it will take me a bit to get back to you because I don't check that page often. If queers need liberation, who's enslaving them? Who the fuck knows? I don't even know. You can't use common logic. You can't even ask a common sense question without being labeled something you're not. So I no longer it's no point in me asking questions anymore. I just rather just sit on the sidelines and watch the downfall of Antifa. Now, Redneck Revolt, you watched the Sargon video? I did see that. I found that pretty funny. My Twitter handle is in the description of the video below, guys. Punch anything in the face lately? No, I have not. After that, I've been. You guys find this a bit funny, but given that a million people saw the video, one of a good number of those million people were people at my old church in Chicago. And once they saw that video, they contacted my parents, and my parents contacted me, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? You're out there assaulting people on camera and stuff. Why'd you post it online?" I'm like, if I post it online because if I don't post my side of the story, then Antifa's going to give their side of the story, and it's going to make me look like I went out there just to incite violence. And I did not go out there to incite violence. In fact, if you actually watch a good portion of the video, I do talk to a lady, but I go to these events and I do stay quiet for most of it. And it's just like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. These people, I didn't get why she hit me. I did not fucking get why she hit me. Now, I get when I said make me was kind of like, yeah, you're kind of antagonizing it, but I was not going to move from where I was at. I went there to document it. I was not breaking any laws, and you know what? I was standing behind them. And you know what? And I'm repeating myself again. I went and I asked them. They said that I doxed them. They said that I do all these things using the platform that is my channel, and it was just like, where's the evidence of me doxing people? Have I ever told you guys to go out there and dox people? Have I ever told you guys to go out there and go expose someone's personal information? The information that I get when it comes to like posting someone's mugshot or posting their name is that I get my information from news sources like NBC, CBS, the local news, cable news networks. And I put that into my videos. And they're like, well, you're putting people at risk. Like, one of my friends came up to me and they're talking about, why did you post that video about Lucy? The most recent one of them, okay, fine, I'll use them instead of her, them yelling at the police officer. And you're putting them at risk. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Sorry. Airport. I'm sorry. I'm in an airport. I gotta watch the language. I'm in the airport. But I don't give a fuck about their feelings, and I don't give a fuck about anyone's feelings when it comes to me publicly recording them. Yes, I'll put your name in the video if I've gotten it before through public means, and public means even stems from public Facebook pages, event pages, and people have gotten me on that about that as well. You know, if you post a picture on Facebook, if you pin a certain event on Facebook, and you have that little globe near the top of your little post, that globe means it's public, and I'm just gonna take that picture, whatever, and I'm gonna post it back online. Don't get on my case about it. Privatize your video, or privatize whatever your post you got. What time is it? I can't see the time. Time. Okay, it's 11:22. It's 11:22. I'm gonna start walking back towards my gate. I'm flying Southwest back to Portland, Oregon today. I got a 1 o'clock boarding time. It's like 11 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna keep talking to you guys, but I'm gonna walk to the gate here. Son of a bitch. All right. Keep what you're doing. Thanks. I've been flying around a lot this summer. So when I'm not in Portland, I'm somewhere else. But okay, this is saying I'm live. I don't know if I'm live again. I am sick and fucking tired of this goddamn app, this goddamn software. All right, so it's a cool little plane there. Let's see if anyone comes back online here. All right, I don't know if I'm back live. I'm seeing that one person is watching. If you guys can go and comment if you guys can hear and see the picture. See the picture and hear my voice. I don't know if you guys can see or hear me at the moment. But I'm walking back towards my gate at the moment. Okay, you guys can see. All right, that's great. So where was I? I'm sorry, I got really discombobulated just walking right there. I'm using the YouTube app on my iPhone, and it is complete shit. Cause I'm using it with iOS 11 beta, and just the beta is just completely fucked over my phone, fucked over everything. So I'm walking back towards my gate at the moment. It's a really nice day out. Do you guys, I hate to ask you this, but do you guys remember, what I was talking about before I got cut? I think it was about Antifa or something. Yeah, I'm flying today, and I'm flying back to Portland. And I get back into Portland about 4 o'clock. I'm guessing Portland time. It's gonna be a temperature high of about. So I'm flying around non-Portland here. Okay, thanks. So it's gonna be like 105 degrees in Portland when I land there today, and that's gonna be one hell of a, oof boy. It's gonna be one hell of. I'm gonna die out there. I swear to God. I'm just gonna get off the plane. I'm just gonna drop dead on the fucking jet bridge. It's that hot out. Lucy. 109 degrees, man. Yeah, it is. This summer is going to just. It is terrible. And there are a lot of protesters in Portland talking about, the homeless are dying. Like during the wintertime, they're talking about the homeless people are dying on the streets because of the heat. And in wintertime, they're talking about the homeless people are dying on the streets because of the cold. And my response to them is like, well, open your doors and let those people in. But they're not going to do that. They'd just rather be like, no, I'd rather just take them blankets, not really invite them into my home, none of that mess. You know what? That's all right. It's your call to do it. But I'm sick and tired of you guys just bitching about, the homeless this, the homeless that. Because, there's a homeless crisis going around going on around the country right now. Portland is a kind of a hot spot for homeless people. And I was homeless for like a short bit. My mom kicked me out, and I got my own place after like 6 months on the street. And, I talked to some of these people who live on the streets in Portland, and they talk about, like, some of my friends are homeless, and I've asked them, would you guys want to get jobs? You know, I try to push them, I egg them to get jobs and stuff to help them get off the street, because some of them, they complain about all these street problems they're having with people, like with these, they have street families. They have Lucy or Louisa must be watching. There's already 1 thumbs down. I can't even see the thing on the like or the view ticker. This thing keeps saying very bad connection. But it, you know, and I give food to, you know, homeless people when I have the chance, or, you know, when I do. But, you know, it's never really occurred to me to let someone stay in my house. To let someone stay in my house. You know, I've let people stay in my house before, who like friends who are homeless, let them stay in my house, you know, every like a few nights or so. And it's gotten to the point where they bring the street into my home. Now, I'm a pretty lenient, you know, laid back kind of guy when it comes to having friends in my house. And, you know, it's pretty chill, you know, you can smoke weed and stuff, chill out. But one of the things I've had a problem with one particular individual was cleaning up after themselves. You know, they don't clean up after themselves. They left like dishes in my house, like in my sink. They left messes and stuff. They put dishes underneath my couch and stuff, and I have to find it once I start seeing ants and rodents in the house. I'm just like, this happened twice. I let this person come back to my house a second time, on just against my better judgment. But yeah, without the way, let's get back over to the protest and the Antifa stuff. I will be at the protest or the event on August 6th. If you guys want to come say hi, that's great. I've already had people come over and say hi to me. The fuck? Were they working? No, they were not working. Well, in their words, they were working. They had this job, like it was like a computer type job where they're like writing reviews or something. I don't know. I never saw the money that they brought in. I never saw a check. Every time money would come into this person, they would spend it on what they wanted to spend it on, and then they would go out of their way and be like, "Hey, Demi, can you use your can you buy food for me? Can you do this? Can you do that for me?" And it's like, mainly it was mostly just like buying food for this person. And I was just like, what happened to your money? And she would be like, oh, I gave it to an old roommate, an old friend who they don't live with, and B, they had some sort of falling out. So I wouldn't, if I had a falling out with somebody, I wouldn't dare give them a dime of my money after that. But this individual did. And also, this individual also went out and bought concert tickets with this money instead of buying food. And when I got on her about that, she was like, don't tell me how to spend my money. There's also incidences like, I have a couch in my house that I've been trying to get rid of. It's like shit disgusting. And this particular individual had some really gross stories that they had on that couch. Swear to God, makes me want to burn the damn thing. But she's like, I wanted to throw the couch out, and she's like, no, you know, she wants to keep the couch because she met her first girlfriend on it, and they did things on it. I don't even want to imagine it. But she's like, she doesn't want me throwing out. She doesn't want me to throw out the couch. And I was like, who are you to come into my house and tell me, I'm hella dark. It's like the downfall of being black. Let's go somewhere where there's actually light. I get to the point where it's like, why the fuck are you even here? You know? And she says things like, she says she's autistic. Okay. She's got a disability, I have a disability. But for me, my disability, it's been diagnosed by a doctor. Her, she's like, well, I'm autistic, and okay, what's your diagnosis? Or who diagnosed you? Oh, I don't have a diagnosis. It's based off my mannerisms. Like what the fuck? You're gonna take this disability and you'd be like, well, that was like the last straw for me. I could not sit there and hear her talk about she's autistic based off her mannerisms. It's like asking to get hit on that one. People who actually have disabilities are going to get written off possibly in the future because people like her say that they have autism or they have this, they have that, and they don't have an actual diagnosis of it. You got to stop doing that. You know, you just like, you can't be doing shit like that. It angered me. Like it like just thinking about it now is really starting to anger me. And after she left, I just told myself, and I made a post on Facebook, no one's going to be staying at my house anymore. Because of her, I'm not going to let anyone stay at my house, even friends, unless, you know, you have a job, you have money, you know, you can take care of yourself. I ain't taking care of you, kind of type shit. And yeah, I gotta draw the line on that one because I've been pretty lenient with guests in my house in the past, and it's gotten to the point where it's just like they start walking over you. They just like they walk over you. They start doing all this stupid shit, and I just let it go. I fucking let it go. Like this one other person. The two people I'm going to be talking about are homeless and they're both trans. I'm just note that there. Nothing bad about being trans. Just making it out, putting it out there. I can't put names because I don't want people, you know, thinking I'm trying to target them or anything. There's one other particular person. I stayed at my house on and off, and they would get drunk. Like they would like to drink. Like they're homeless. Like they're homeless now. They stay in friends' houses and stuff, but they're mainly homeless. And she drinks like hella heavy. Like give it like 10 o'clock in the morning. If she's got money, she's gonna go buy like one of those cheap, disgusting malt liquor things at like the corner store and just chug it and get completely wasted. And then when she gets wasted, it's just disturbing. It's just like loud and disgusting. And one of the nights she got drunk, she was coming back over to my place, and I gave her time to show up because it was getting late, and I don't like waiting up for somebody. I like to just like smoke weed, kind of chill for a bit, and go to sleep. And I'm sitting here just like waiting for them to show up, and they're like, every time I call them, they're like doing something, or they're waiting for something, like waiting for the bus, and you can like, I can hear someone with them, like they're lying to me. And they got to my house that night, you know, I left my apartment, went down to the front door, and as I rounded the corner to the door, I can hear, yes, Steel Reserve, that is it, yeah. I get around to the front door of my building, and she's on the other side, and it's a big, thick wooden door, but I can hear her through the door, and she is loud. So I'm next to like the door and the window, going like, hey, can you like stop, like quiet down? I'm like, quiet down, and she's like, don't tell me what to do, and she's getting louder and louder. And I'm like, and it's like midnight, like almost 1 a.m, and she's yelling at the front door of my building. And so I had two options. I can go back up to my apartment, go to sleep, and just pretend she's not even there, or open the door, and whatever happens. And my thought process was, if I did not open the door and I went back up to my apartment, I went to sleep, the buses had stopped running in my neighborhood, so she would have been at my place yelling, screaming, throwing things at my window, probably to get me to wake up. I don't want that happening. I don't want to lose my house because of her. So I let her in, and she's still loud. So I just try to get her upstairs, get her into the apartment, try to shut her up. And it's like, we get into this huge fucking argument about, you know, respecting me and my wishes in my house. And I'm like, you can't be yelling. I told her, you can't be yelling and screaming like that in the halls, in the building like that at this time of night, because you're going to get me in trouble. And what do you know? She's just like, you know, she's just like the other trans friend. Don't tell me what to do. Don't, you know, you don't control me and stuff like that. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, people, like, I've been called a dictator I've been called a dictator in my own house for trying to lay down some rules in the house, because it got to the point where I felt like my leniency, me being so laid back, I think they were taking advantage of that. So I decided to put my foot down in a few places. Like I put my foot down, and they're just like, "You're being a dictator." I'm just like, then bitch be gone. Like, bitch be gone, because I'm just like, if I'm such a dictator, if I'm such a bad person, why am I letting your ass stay in my house? You know, after all this, why am I still letting you stay in my house if I'm such that bad of a person? And it's stupid. And you know, they're fucking like liberals and stuff, and you know, they don't really like how I go about, you know, the stuff on my channel. They think that I am targeting people, and I'm unfair, and I'm on the wrong side of things. Yeah, I am always too old for that shit. But I am too. Kindness for weakness, yeah, and I try to be nice to some people, and some people just don't. They don't appreciate niceness. They rather just be on the streets, and let them be on the streets. The friend that I told you about with the couch, let's name her Person A. Person A got their stuff out of my house, got the rest of their things out of my house when I told them to. But the funny thing about Person A staying in my house was they came and they stayed in my house. The first time they hit me up, they were like, "Hey, they were somewhere like out of Portland, but they're like, hey, I'm coming into Portland and I need a place to stay because I'm going to a job interview tomorrow." And I'm like, "Sure, okay. Okay, one night on my couch, so you can go and go to your job interview." She spent the majority of the night dyeing her fucking hair, like to an unprofessional look that wouldn't get her hired. But it was just like, she like woke up. I woke up in the morning. She was still asleep. I kind of woke her up. I'm like, "You need to go to your job interview." "I'm probably not gonna make it anyway," and just goes back to sleep. And I'm just like, "All right, well, all right." And then it just goes from day one, day two, day three, and it wasn't much of an issue. You know, she wasn't at first wasn't being a burden. But it got to the point where I wanted to go out and do something, and I couldn't do it because she would stay up all night on her computer doing whatever, because she claimed she had some sort of disability that had her up in the morning, had her up all night like that, and she would be awake from let's say 4 in the afternoon to about 3 in the morning ish, or she'll just go all night until the sun comes back up, and then she'll fall asleep, and then she'll fall asleep and she'll be asleep around the time where I wish to leave and go do things. And the thing about my apartment is that the rule. Hold on, I hear a final boarding call. I don't know, my flight's boarding just yet. What time is it? No, not yet. I still got an hour. She goes to sleep around 4, and it's hard to wake her up afterwards. And it's like she gets really pissy about it, and I was like, you sleep all day. You stay up all night and you sleep all day. And she sleeps during a time where when I leave the house, she can't be there. That's the rule of my apartment. Once I'm the apartment, the homeowner, if I'm not there, you can't leave guests there. Now there's an exception for your partner or your spouse, small exceptions for stuff like that. But for friends and stuff, they're not your spouse. They're not my partner, so they can't be there. And it's like they want me to bend the rules so they can sleep. I ate your trash yesterday. You ate my trash yesterday. Handicap parking. I don't know what that means, handicap parking. If you can't help them, they won't help themselves. Yeah, I got to that. Came to that conclusion. And you gotta, if you're gonna be staying at my place, you're gonna need to just be respectful about my wishes. If you have a deal with, if you don't like something I said, if you don't like something I implemented into the house, talk to me about it. But don't go out there calling me some fucking dictator. Don't go out there calling me all these different names, because it's just you're not making yourself look good. So yeah, I wish them all the best. They're currently staying out on the streets right now. They're staying at these parks around Portland and stuff. They won't stay in shelters. I tried telling her to go stay in the shelter, but she's like, there's bed bugs there. I've never been bit by bed bugs in a shelter, but I can't say that never happens. Having things like that happen to you can help to form internal boundaries. That's a good point. Yeah, and I'm using these incidents to work to fix this in the future if I have people stay at my house. But for now, I'm just not letting people stay at my house. Person B, the trans person who likes to get drunk and stuff, I met her when I was homeless, and I didn't really think much of her drinking problem until I got my own place, and I was like, damn, she drinks a lot, and but she's not an issue. She will wake up, like, there's issues with her that I have, but she's not like person A, where, I don't have the same conflicts I have with person A that I have with person B. Person B's issue I have with her is like loudness, the drinking. Both of them, both person A and person B, have stolen from stores in my neighborhood and brought back said items they've stolen from. Okay, like person B stole a bottle of wine from the Safeway that's now closed. They stole it from the store and they brought it back to my house. And person A took like a beer glass and brought it back to my house. A beer glass wasn't stolen. It was from a nearby bar, and I wouldn't say I don't know. I guess it was stolen. It wasn't there to take, so it was stolen. And they brought it back to my house, and I got in their case about that. And a funny thing to note, both of those two like to mask up and join Antifa at the protests if they can. Do you ever hang out with high-functioning people who are doing awesome things for their group and community? On a daily basis, I hang out with my ex-boyfriend. He's pretty cool. You guys barely see you guys will see him. You guys will see him in some of the videos, some of my videos, but he doesn't talk much. He's either like walking next to me or something. Person B is less of an asshole than person A, to be honest with you. Person A is more of a mental manipulator. Give Milo the BB. Oh man. If I met Milo, Jesus. I don't know, Milo's cute, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd date him. It's kind of weird. The aura that kind of surrounds Milo at the moment is I will be in touch. Peace. Yeah, Kip Hartley. Go ahead, like, message me on Twitter or Facebook if you can. It's cool. Is he the Antifa guy who always hounds you? Maybe you guys have a continue. Well, Joe Fisk. What do you mean? Which person? I don't know if I'm coming in clear here, guys. Currently, it's about your ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend currently hounds me about. No. My ex has in no way been a part of Antifa. He despises them just as much as I do. Yes. No. My ex-boyfriend is white, not black. To be honest with you guys, I've never dated a black guy before, ever. So, I've only dated only white guys. It's weird. But no, the black guy with the hoodie and masked Antifa guy who's always giving me shit. I don't know. I think he's got some sort of mental disability. Because anytime he sees me, he's like, hey Demi, let me get your attention for a second. Fuck you. That's the only thing he says. And I'm just like, what? I guess, yeah. So I've been Yeah, and you know, I just like that's like the only thing you gotta say to me. I mean, I've heard worse from people who are younger, you know. One of the other notable people in an Antifa group that I want to bring up is um, a kid in the group. I can't name him since he is underage. We're gonna call him Person C. Every time we punch a tranny. Well, I punched Lucy twice, and I've actually punched Person B, the one who drinks. I punched her once, and she was really drunk at that time. I'll get to that in a bit, if I can, before I have to go board my flight. But the blonde kid that you see in my videos, he's been arrested. The one who makes the street preachers, he got arrested, and he wasn't supposed to be from. I can't tell you the source of this one, but I've been told that he's not allowed to go to any more political events for, I guess, for a month, is what my understanding was. And I mean, he went up and straight violated that by going to the most recent event that Patriot Prayer put on, and we all knew that that was the kid right there, because there's like, the one thing about Antifa that you have to know, they wear the same thing, and that's how I'm able to know who is who. So Person C, this kid, wears the same shoes with stripes, or they have the same hat, or the same bandana, or the same backpack. You know, they work I'm sorry, I'm listening to the announcements here. Not my flight. You know what? I'm sitting here looking at this thing. Let's go take a look at this. But he's been banned from going to political events, and I've seen him at some political events. And I told one of my friends who knows that kid personally, and I told her she's not trans. I told her to go and to tell that kid to leave, and I don't want him to end up going to jail, because him being 14, he's got a longer ways away. He's got more time ahead of him than let's say Luis. And if he continues on the path that he's on now, he's going to end up like Luis, maybe even worse. And I don't want that happening. Why do the cops on the West Coast seem to enable Antifa? Well, I can't speak for the police that stood down during whatever took place in Berkeley. I can't. I'm disgusted at that. To be honest, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. When it comes to the protests, and the police response, the police in Portland, Oregon, they don't step in anymore. They used to, riot police and stuff. They let's say the Black Lives Matter group in Portland put on a protest, and they decided to go march into the street. They'll have SWAT teams, a SWAT team, or they call it a rapid response unit. They would have one near within a block radius of the event, just in case they need to step in. But you know, they're stepping back now, because all the protest group, including the ACLU, have went out of their way to say that the Portland police has been, I guess, their reaction to protesters have been pretty controversial, in terms of, I bet my life on the fact that, yeah, I'm pretty sure Luis is on a lot of hard drugs right now. You know, I'm gonna go sit over by the window here.